Hi, I'm Rob from Rob's Been Running. I hope you are doing well, staying safe and training hard. So it's time of year again where we start looking at the races for 2024, what we've got booked in already. Some of this stuff we've had to booking really early because it just fills up really quickly, basically. So the first race in the calendar will be no surprise to you, but there's just definitely a theme throughout this, which I'm sure you'll grasp as we go through the races. So without further ado, let's go on to race number 1, and it is of course the Arc Patrician Arc 50. Those of you who've been following the channel know I've been training for this. There's plenty of series on the channel and videos on the channel which go over my training, etc, and there's a short series on the channel at the moment, so yeah, take a look at that. But the Arc Patrician Arc 50 is run on the 27th of January, with the Arc 100 starting on the 26th of January. It's a point-to-point race in Cornwall, starts at the Minnock Theatre in Porthcurno, ends at the Eco Park in Porthtowan. It's a gnarly old course, lots of ups and downs. There's 2,271 metres of elevation, so that's 7,198 feet. There's a 15.5 hour cut-off for this race. And there is only one aid station with mobile support units in addition to that, called Archangels, that have water and snacks on them and stuff. It's pretty much a semi-self-navigated course. There are markings, national trail markings, but there's no additional signage put out by Mud Crew who run this race, so you've got to be pretty much on it. And there is a GPX file to help you as well, so you can put that on your watch. Cost of entry for this race is £125 if you're affiliated, or £127 if you're unaffiliated. And of course you get some goodies and bits and bobs and hot food and stuff at the finish line, and a nice medal for finishing. And if you're doing the 100, obviously you get a buckle, but you get a medal for the 50. So I'll be taking this one on for the second time after DNFing it last year, but we'll definitely be putting that right this year. So that is the first race in the race calendar. On to number 2. Okay, our second confirmed race of the year is on the 10th of May. So a big jump from January, so we'll definitely be looking to fill up that gap with something, particularly in the build up for this race, because we'll need to get some good training in. And the second race of the year is the UTS 50k, so that's the Ultra Trail Snowdonia. This is the UTMB race. And I'm basically doing this race to get some running stones, so that'll give you a hint about what's coming up. The 50k is what I'm doing. There is also 50 mile and 100 mile. I think that might be a bit much for only my second, what I'd call it, mountain race, if you count the lap last year as a introduction to low-level mountain running. So my second mountain race. And obviously 50k is worth 2 running stones, which is what you need in order to get into races at UTMB. It's a looped route around parts of the Snowdon Massif, starting and finish in, I'm going to get this wrong, but Lambris, which is the National Slate Museum. There's 4 climbs on the route, a couple of big ones and there's a couple of smaller ones, totaling 3,300 metres of elevation. Which is, yeah, not bad. There's a 14-hour cut-off, so not it's not too short but also not too long. Should be plenty of time really. 3 checkpoints on the course, plus 1 at the start finish, and of course this is a perfect stepping stone race into alpine mountain ultra running. So yeah, I'm obviously looking to build up my experience in mountain running this year. That's also going to be evident in the next race as well, with a view to some plans for 2025. But let's skip on to the next race now. Okay, race number 3 confirmed in the calendar is on the 27th of July, and it is the Lakeland 50. So keeping that kind of mountainous theme going after the UTS. The Lakeland 50 is obviously half of the Lakeland 100, which is also run at the same time. It's on rough terrain. There's 3,100 meters of elevation gain, so not quite as much as UTS, but still decent level. The route starts from the north end of Ullswater and finishes at Coniston. There are 6 checkpoints on the route. There's a 24-hour cut-off, which sounds like a lot, but this race is open to runners and walkers, so that would be why that is. It has an entry fee of £130, and the finish line is probably one of the most generous races actually. There's loads of goodies and bits and bobs and medals for you at the end, which is always nice when you've run a lot. I mean, some of it, some people would say that it's a waste giving away that stuff, but actually some of it's the stuff that's on offer is or given to you at the end is pretty useful. So yeah, so obviously sticking to the mountain theme, we are definitely obviously building up for 2025, getting some mountain miles in the legs, and with the idea of taking on a UTMB race in 2025 should I be successful in the ballot, and that'll either be the OCC or the CCC. I'm hoping the CCC, but we'll see. I don't mind which one really, as long as I get out there and get one of those runs done under my belt. That's what we'll be looking to do. So, but that obviously all depends on how well these 2 races go. Obviously we did the lap, that was my first taste of that last year. This year is going to be pushing on from that and taking a sensible approach to it, you know, doing a 50k at Snowdonia, the UTS, and then a 50 miler at Lakeland, gradually building up. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that is race number 3. On to race number 4, and this, believe it or not, is my goal race for the year. Okay, goal race for the year. Race number 4 is on the 12th of October, so again a big gap between July and October, so we will be filling that up with stuff, plus a holiday in between as well. So race number 4 is the Centurion Autumn 100. So it'll be my second 100 miler. We are just getting this one confirmed. So hopefully I will definitely be doing that. And if I can't do this one, it'll be another 100 miler. But definitely looking to get another 100 miler under the belt this year. And the good thing about the Autumn 100 is you don't rely on a crew, because crews aren't allowed. It's a 100-mile route with 4 25-mile spurs. And it's an out and back on each spur, so you're coming back to the central point afterwards, which is good because you can have your own bag and your own stuff there, and you're only going 12.5 miles out and 2.5 miles back, so, or you know, roughly that. So it's a good one, particularly if you're doing your first 100. Like I say, it's probably ideal. I want to do a Centurion race because I've not done one yet, and I know they're well organised races, so seen plenty of videos as well on it as well. So it's obviously not the toughest 100 miler because there's not a great deal of elevation, but that obviously brings its own problems with the repetition of running on the same muscle groups. But I think it'll be a good one to do anyway. So it's based in Goring, Oxfordshire. The route uses both the Ridgeway and the Thames Path. Has 16 well-stocked aid stations. Has 1,500 meters of elevation, so that's 5,000 feet. So not a lot, like for 100 miles. Pretty flat most of it. A couple of spurs have some hills in there. It's a marked course, so no worries about navigation. 80% of it is on trail and 20% of it was on road. And as I said, there's no crews allowed, but you can have a pacer in the last 25-mile stretch. So from mile 75 to 100, you can have a pacer. So that's race number 4. So as I said, we will be looking to fill in some gaps. If I look at my schedule for the year, my calendar, you know, we've got something in January, but we haven't got anything in March, February, March, or April. So we'll be looking to get something in there probably in March, in the build up to the UTS. We'll then have June to do some extra training for the Lakeland 50 race in July. We'll probably go on holiday in August after that, and then catch back up and do some short race in September, preparing for the Autumn 100. So it might be another 50k. I'm thinking about a coastal path 50k. The Suffolk coastal path might be something that we look at. And then that race in October, the 100 will probably be my last race of the year, because in 2025 there is a potential that I might be going back to Cornwall to do the ARC of attrition 100 miler. So I'll be preparing for that for after October. So big race year planned, I think. I reckon we will get in total around 6, maybe 7 races in this year, which is probably enough for me, to be fair. But most of it geared towards prepping myself for some mountain running. And we'll look at that as well for 2025 as well. If we do get through the ballot for UTMB, I'll obviously gear my training up for that. So I'll need to pop some races in with some hills, lots of hills and mountains and stuff. So maybe with some more stuff around the Snowdon Massif and in the Lakelands and stuff like that, in the Lake District, sorry. So we'll see. But that's my race. What are you doing this year? Get in the comments below and let me know. It'd be awesome to see you on the start line of one of those potentially. But yeah, really exciting, really exciting. If you like the video, please consider subscribing, hit that like button as well. Really useful if you can do that. Thank you very much, really appreciate it. But yeah, otherwise that's my calendar for this year. Let me know in comments below what yours is. Yeah, I will see you on the channel soon. Train hard, race hard, have fun. Until next time, see you soon.